Hi everyone, Angus Campbell here. It's Thursday the 23rd of May 2024. Well, the power set are back. It probably hasn't escaped your notice that for those of you that have been following the channel, that the videos this year have been a bit few and far between, and as I alluded in previous community posts and videos, I wasn't too well at the beginning of the year. Nothing life-threatening, but all to do with getting COVID at Christmas and suffering complications from that, and then joint problems, which I've had all my life, but have been struggling to manage over the last couple of years with the help of the local hospital. So January and February were not good months for me. Also had a change of therapy with respect to my joints, and that was giving me depression. Anyway, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I said to them, you can knock this on the head, because I'm not taking antidepressants to try and avert the depression associated with an anti-rheumatic drug. So switched therapies, been getting a lot better, a lot fitter, a lot more positive. So I think we're back now and we can get back to regular occurrences. So I know I've been promising the next video on the Bonneville that we've been doing a renovation of for Greg, and I'll come on to that shortly, but the long and short of it is I've been collecting bits and pieces for it, but still haven't started the assembly yet, but we will get round to that. But I thought I'd give you a quick update with what's going on in the stable, what I intend to do, and also just a quick preview of the fact that I'm just really getting prepared now to go to the BSA Owners Club National and Open Weekend that's being held at the Spalding Rugby Club from tomorrow until Monday, and we're going with a couple of bikes. I'm taking the Rocket 3 and the B25 SS. But before I go around each of the bikes individually, then some of the other events that we're definitely doing is Founders Day in not until July the 21st, I think it is. This year we'll definitely be there. Going to take a couple of bikes on the trailer this year rather than ride, so I'm probably going to take the Fury SS and the Lightning 750. We're also doing the shows towards the end of the year, so definitely the NEC Classic Motor Show, I'll support that again, and various other sort of local, what am I trying to say, regular local events. There's an event locally where classic vehicles enthusiasts and the vehicles get together just north of Market Harbour every third Sunday of the month and things like that. So we'll be taking rides out with various vehicles to that. So without further ado, let me give you a quick spin round and stop waffling on, just to tell you a little bit about the status of each of the bikes. As you know, not all of them are in here in the garage. Some are up in temporary storage at a local specialist facility in Leicestershire, but I'm going over there later on this afternoon to collect the 2 bikes I'm taking to the BSA Owners Club event. So we'll do a sort of a split update. So first of all, let's cover off the bikes in the garage. Right, let's start with the Fury SS. So it's been a while. As you can see, I've got the battery on charge, just giving it a bit of a refresher. I've been doing that regularly because it is a meaty battery in here. It's a T160 Trident battery, and that's because it's the hefty one for the starter motor. So we need to look after that because it ain't cheap. It ain't cheap. Right, when we left this, after the first start. I mean, it has been out to shows since, but it's a while since it was started, and that's because we had a few, for want of a better term, dilapidations to attend to after the first start. This related to oil weeping out of this join here. There's no gasket here, but there's an O-ring that goes around here, and we found that this wasn't tightened down properly from the inside. There's actually bolts, there's screws inside the cam chain tunnel, and because of certain slightly wrong size washers I'd used, these weren't tightening down properly, so that's been sorted. We had a bit of a, now this is going to be difficult to see, a bit of a leak from, this is the oil feed up to the cylinder head, and down the bottom there you can't see it very well, but behind the starter, it's a pain, I'll tell you. There's a union and an olive down there, and that hadn't been tied up properly, so it was weeping a little bit down there. But the main issue was we didn't have all the gears in the gearbox, couldn't get it past second, and you'll have seen videos on that to rectify that. So we haven't tested that since, because I've been busy with other things and not being too well and totally demotivated. Anyway, we're getting back on the case of this, so I'm going to try and get it running reliably so we can ride it round the ring at the VMCC Taverners Section Founders Day at Stamford Hall in Leicestershire, which is a great event. So I'll have it in the BSA enclosure with the Lightning 750, but we'll try and see if we can ride this round the ring in the afternoon. So that's one, and it looks as though the battery's just about there, because that'll come back with full in a minute, which is good. Other than that, it's looking pretty well, because we did take it to I can't remember what they called it now. Was it Classic Bike Fest? Last October. Anyway, it's a show run by Lucas, Lukas, who are the new BSA distributors in Coventry. So it was out then with the, well, funny enough, with the Lightning again. So that's why it is looking pretty spruced up. It's stood up to the winter pretty well. Right behind that is the old Show Fury. This was at the NEC Classic Bike Show in November. Actually, so was the Fury SS. They were all there. We took the lot in a lorry. Now that'll be out again for well, possibly one or two displays this year. We're thinking for the NEC Classic Motor Show in November, one of the ideas is to, again, just take the two Furies. I won't be taking all of them this time, just the two Furies, but also to see if the National Motorcycle Museum will display the original Turner prototype, the silver one, which at the time was called the P5, and potentially the Toledo, and put it in between these two. That might make quite a nice display, I think. But anyway, that's the two Furies. Ignore that tank and mudguard, which is Fury, and we'll come back to that. There we go, the Aerial 3. Right, I've done a little bit of work on this because a little while ago I had a bit of a test run up and down the road. It is all legal, this, and it was splutting around a bit, so I've taken the carb off and given that another clean. Also tried to attend to a couple of slow punches on this. 2 out of the 4 have got slow punches. They're all new tyres, but I think I'm going to have to get some new inner tubes and stuff them in. They're easy enough to do by hand. But I think I've said before, I've got a little planned ride out for this. We will take it to the local event on the 3rd Sunday of every month. I'm trying to think of the right term, and it's just not coming to mind. But anyway, that's only probably 4 or 5 miles, so it'll be quite a good test. But I say there is something else that I want to use it for, which will be a bit of fun. But we'll see how we get on with that. And then at the back there we've got Greg's Bonnie. As I say, it doesn't look as though I've done anything, but I have finished the paintwork. Sorry, I'm back. Just got a call out because an old Dakota's just roared over. I don't know where that's from. That's not part of the Battle of Britain flight. They usually come over here quite regularly, the Lank and the Hurricane and the Spitfire. But anyway, good old rumble just gone across. Right. Yes, so I've been doing this paintwork and I'm pretty pleased with it. It's a little bit orange peely because I'm using rattle cans and stuff. But I think I can get most of that out with a bit of a cut back with T-cut and a polish, and I think that'll be fine. It's just you know, marked improvement. There's no comparison with what these were like before. Plenty of lacquer on, so if we need to give it a light rub back we can, but I don't intend to give it a wet and dry really. I think I'll just use T-cut and a bit of elbow grease. And as I say, what I've also been doing as well is ordering up proper fasteners, and the first thing was new bolts for attaching the discs and disc stroke sprocket to the wheels, because that'll be the next thing I think, is get those ready to put on. But then we need to focus on the back end of it. Yep, still there, waiting to be assembled, i.e. caliper, rear brake cylinder, and then we can do all the stuff in the centre here, battery carrier and all that lot, air filters, etc., which are all painted and in that box underneath the silverware there. Now, once this is done, this is going to New Zealand, and it'll also be going with these spare parts that we've recently acquired. I say we because it's a friend again. So we've got a tank, rear mudguard, outer and inner, and up the back there, I don't know if you can see it very well, that's a BSA BSA Fury Stroke Triumph Bandit frame and swinging arm. And then I'll be going to New Zealand with this, with quite a few spurs as well. So there's another interesting project on the other side of the world. There is a Bandit on. There is a Bandit over in the Antipodes anyway. Doug Fraser's Triumph Bandit, and Doug uses that bike, or has used it certainly very regularly. He's an avid engineer, a very clever guy, and his Bandit runs really well, and he doesn't mess about with it. I think he's done quite a few miles in it, if that's the one I'm thinking of, 30-odd thousand. Might be wrong, but that's there's certainly one about that's done high mileage, and I'm pretty sure it's that one. Right. The only thing in here is 1 or 2 bits in the future for the B50 headlight, engine mounting nuts and bolts, front chain guard extension, which are always missing. Got to put the number plate on the 70 now, because that's been registered. The B50's been registered. And that's it, number plate there being sprayed up, and I'm making a right mess of it. But I'll tell you more about those when I nip up to the storage unit to pick up the other bikes. Just do a quick one up there before I load them up. Final quick thing is I've got a couple of things on eBay at the moment, because I'm getting rid of superfluous stuff now from, you know, anticipated projects in years gone by and God knows what. So I've got some old Hurricane barrels on eBay at the moment. There's a description in there, you'll see what the state of these is from the description. I've got a new old stock B50 SS 1972 high violet mudguard. I'm going to take this to the BSA Owners Club and put it in the auto jumble there. So this is, you know, primary drive for that's a point. Is it Rocket 3 or is it T150? Are they the same? Definitely not T160. Know that anyway. And a couple of other things I'm thinking of selling. This is all Greg's Bonnie stuff, so we'll get that space back. Under there, that's a hurricane head with the extended fins. And the other thing is up there, set of genuine hurricane silencers with part numbers. They're originals with bracket. One or two scratches and dents in them, but I think I'm gonna let him go. I got the head, hurricane head, because I wondered whether to put it on the Rocket 3, because the triples do look good with those heads on. So I might just keep that actually, because I used to have a hurricane. Oh, and actually we might have a hurricane coming in August for a bit of work on. Do you remember a little while ago we worked on Nigel Deakin's Rocket 3, try and improve the ring on that. I've got a similar job on a hurricane. Sort of power set really, probably. It was certainly obviously designed and prototyped during the power set days, so that should be interesting if it comes off, and unless the owner finds somebody else to do it in the meantime. Right, we'll leave it there, and I'll come back for a little clip to finish off over at the other unit. Right, here we are up at the specialist storage. I'm just collecting a couple of the bikes. I'll show you them outside in a sec. They're on the trailer, but firstly these two. So the B50, it's just waiting really. This is going to get started when Greg's Bonnie comes off the bench, and the plan is that now I'm feeling an awful lot better. I've got done quite a few family things recently, been away for a couple of breaks, got some sun, got this BSA Owners Club this weekend, but then in June we're really going to go at it with Greg's Bonnie in assembly. I might even try and do a video sort of every day or a couple of days, but I want it off the bench in June, and then we're going to put this on and we'll get cracking. It looks pretty good, doesn't it, in the video, but it's not quite as good. But what we'll do first with this, when we do get it in the garage, is we're going to do a first start on it, see if it will run and what it sounds like, because it's allegedly only done 3,000 miles, so hopefully the motor won't need any work, but we'll see. And there's the old A70 waiting patiently. I need to get this to an event to give it a run. Hasn't been run for quite a long while, but it's keeping well, it's looking great. But what I have done recently is it's now fully registered on a V5 with its own registration, so we don't have to maybe borrow a certain other 750s plate. It's all legal. So there will be more on this, but not short term. Right, I'm just about outside and I'll show you the other two on the trailer. And to complete the set, here's the other two, B25SS, fired it up yesterday. It leaks a little bit of oil when it's standing, but I've realised it's actually sumping it big time. But can't worry about that, they all do it. And the old faithful, there she is, all ready to go just about. Just got to put some oil in, and then we'll be riding both of them hopefully this weekend. But I am going to sort out a separate video of the whole event starting tomorrow morning when I set off with the whole entourage. Right, there we go, that's the update. So glad to be back and feeling a lot better, and see you all again soon with a video of the weekend, hopefully next week. Cheers everybody, bye bye.